feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank. When it's sink or swim, only option is to win. In the murky water, not a thought of giving in. Welcome to the shrimp tank. Wanna put it all together, this is big things. Doing big things. We ain't in the same league. Running a campaign, Roadie 2016. Like a phone to die, putting me in charge. I'm a general, from the front I'ma lead the charge. Like a federal, fell on my lap never. Going hard as ever.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another episode here on the Shrimp Tank, powered by Celsius Beverage. If this is your first time tuning in, you catch all these amazing episodes up on our website, shrimptankpodcast.com. We come to you every single week with the best and brightest entrepreneurs in and around South Florida, finding the do's and don'ts of running a business. And today we are excited. It is our season finale. And we do one of the most unique things. Starting last season, we decided to have all the students that are pitching their businesses do it live on air, right? It's hard enough to pitch a new concept in a classroom to a professor like Kevin Cox and then get graded on it. And sometimes he's known to bash some of these products or give his opinion, of course, but he means well. But to do it live on air is quite incredible. And we are excited. So, Kevin, what's in store for today's episode?
Yeah. As we kind of round out our own internal pitch competition, last week we had the Entrepreneurship Institute Maverick Innovation Awards, where we recognized all of our winners from the big university-wide pitch competition. That was a great event. We had Melissa Medina from Emerge. I'll actually be heading down to South Beach after my next class today for Founders Day down at Emerge, and Florida Atlantic University will have a big booth set up. So if you're attending Emerge, be sure to stop by and say hello. And I'll be there, but if you're really lucky, Jason might even be there as well.
I might. I'm wearing my startup colors today for the season finale. Owl, of course. Got to put a plug in because I've been in their shoes before, right? Where I created a brand from scratch. And then I started going around pitching investors, going to pitch competitions, going through the Florida Atlantic University's The Runway, what they call it today. Where back then it was the Tech Runway. And it's hard, right? You think you know what you're talking about until you get up on stage and then there's lights on you. And then all of a sudden start forgetting things. And then people ask you some interesting questions, of course. And it really puts you on the spot to really know your business.
Yeah, but to do this right, couldn't just have you and I do that.
No,
we needed
absolutely not.
Successful kind of serial entrepreneur, experienced founder, and angel investor. So I reached out to none other than LON Otremba. And you know what we like to do on the show is one thing we like to teach our students too, is how to give a dynamic and incredible elevator pitch right on the spot. So LON, we're going to kick today's show off by putting you on the spot. Why don't you introduce yourself to the listeners, viewers, and the students right here?
Great. Well, you guys got to put a time limit on this, but I've been an operator, an investor, an advisor. I've had successful exits. I've done IPOs. I've done turnarounds. I've done takeovers. I've done pretty much anything you can do, including, making, stacks of copies back in the day and all kinds of other gopher type work. I'd say the best thing that I could sort of say as an introduction to myself is that I've got the gray hair to prove it, that I've been around and seen a lot of pitches. I've seen a lot of businesses come. I've seen a lot of businesses succeed just spectacularly. I've seen a lot of businesses fail just as spectacularly. But there are some basic principles that I've tried to sort of measure my own success and how I apply to others. And I'm trying to bring that forward now in some advisory work and some other deals that I'm doing. So that's kind of me. I've been around a long time. I can probably, count a small number of times that I've actually been stumped by things, but you never know. So.
Yeah. And he's the perfect person because certainly he's got the experience and the knowledge, but also he's a fun and friendly guy. He's now, semi-retired. He's working with our startups. He's getting involved with the ecosystem. So we'll find out in a couple minutes here if I manage to teach them those basics that you're talking about or not.
All right.
And he's a mentor at the Runway, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, so that's awesome. So if anybody's in the room, they have access to join the Runway, and then you to be their mentor,
Yep.
which is pretty cool to see that cycle. We've only seen that so many times so far, where the students kind of graduate, take the runway, and then really have the mentorship from our past guests. But I believe in the years to come, it's going to be a big thing as we have more and more of these groups of students coming.
You know, if he sees something that's really good, I did tell him to bring his checkbook today. So you never know.
I brought mine too.
Crazy.
I brought mine too today. So they got 2 checks.
All right.
Let's do it. Maybe we get FAU to write a check. Who knows? Maybe a matching program.
never
We'll see.
know.
We'll see. Okay. So why don't we jump a little bit into your background though, as an entrepreneur? Can you talk about just the hardest business you ran, right? It sounds like you've been an operator at times, you've been an investor at times. Share the most difficult one
All
that
right.
you went through.
Well, I think the most difficult ones, and they're plural, are probably those that have a difference of opinion among the founder group about the direction and priorities for the business. It doesn't mean that they can't be solved or they can't be overcome, but it does present a special set of challenges if everybody's not on the same page. And that's how I would sort of put it.
And I like the way you say that. It's kind of like what's happening with Starbucks right now, as an example, or Apple, right? They just changed someone at the helm. And it's difficult when you have very large brands and people see it different ways. And sometimes you have to ignore the noise. So kind of speak to ignoring the noise sometimes, because you've been an operator and you've had that difference of opinion. How do you handle things to move forward when you're getting so much pushback?
I think the biggest thing that I would always advise anybody is always, if you're leading a group or if you're involved in a group that's leading a venture of any size, always get consensus. And you always need to get that consensus literally on anything. And it actually, building consensus early actually saves you time. There's this misconception for some reason, and I've witnessed it firsthand over the years. There's this misconception that building consensus takes a lot of time, and you can't do that at the speed of startup and all that. And that's just bullshit. You have to get consensus. It'll speed things up. It'll make things move smoother. It'll be fairer. A whole bunch of benefit comes from that. But if you don't have consensus, you can't do much.
Now I know why you liked him having him on as our season finale. We think alike. We're New Yorkers. We call BS when we see it. So often people just yes everybody.
Yeah.
But New Yorkers sometimes put their foot down and call BS when they see it.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Kevin.
Kevin.
I never get excited about this whole New York thing.
We know.
Yeah.
Well, for what it's worth, I will tell you the interesting thing about any size company that I've been involved with, both as a founder, investor, as an angel, as a board member, and those roles all came about for various means. But the one common thing that I've always found that and I don't know if this is a failing or if it's just something that I was able to recognize early on. I've never seen a situation that I didn't think I could fix. I've never seen a situation that I didn't think had an answer. And sometimes that can be a real challenge. And sometimes, it's beyond being able to be fixed, or it's beyond being able to be a huge success. And but I think most founders and I've been that person, and I've invested behind that person a million times. They always think they can fix any problem. They always think that everything can be a huge success.
So what do you do in the scenario? Because you've been in it before and you've advised founders that have been in it as well. When even though it can be fixed, it's still not going to have a good outcome. The profit is not there. Right. So often it's better to sometimes get out or sell, knowing that you're selling at actually a bad price. Right. But you know that your time is way more valuable on the next business.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I just saw a whole video about this, where someone was running, an operation getting 8%. Let's just make believe it's a restaurant where, he could fix it. He got to 14%, 20%. But if he skips and goes to the other business that he was working on and get 30-40% margin. So, but often ego's in the way. So how have you done it in the past personally, where you just recognize, like, I could fix this problem, but I'd rather not, and get out of it?
Again, it kind of goes to the consensus thing. Where it happened to me most vividly was when we were operating at a really good clip in a very tough existential business environment, and we saw the other side. The management team did, and we saw that we could make it through. But my board and my investors said, you guys might be here for the ride, but we're not. So
yeah, it's funny. I have a local kind of small business example of that. It's somebody from our long-running and very successful Veterans Florida Entrepreneurship Program, which coincidentally, the growth part of it starts this Thursday. But somebody who was in there just a year ago owned a barber shop and a small construction company. And the construction company really started to take off and afford him a ton of opportunities. In the barbershop, which I won't name, it was a partnership, and it kind of employed a couple people. It didn't really make any money. It didn't lose any money, which is always positive.
Mm-hmm.
It took an extraordinary amount of time. And when I really dug into the financials, I was like, this is barely a business and you shouldn't be doing it. And he's like, well, it's kind of more just a passion project. And I was like, well, they got nonprofits for that, but like, can you get your partner to take the whole thing on if they want it as a thing? And eventually he sold his ownership in the barber shop, and I saw him 3 months later. He said it was the best thing he ever did, and the construction was taking off full time, going to new levels.
And now Kevin gets free haircuts for life. Look at this. Kevin, why don't we kick things off?
Let's do it.
Get some of your students up here, and let's start the day off.
Okay, we'll take volunteers if that works. Otherwise, I'll just kind of start calling people up.
Okay, who wants to come up first? There we
go.
Right.
Yeah, I think Mia said she wants second.
How you doing? I'm Justice. I'm not gonna lie, I know you're supposed to memorize these, but I did not, so I'm gonna read it. But it's still good, I promise. All right. The most expensive delivery vehicle in the world is not a Ferrari. It's a lifted white Ford F-150 driven by a 75-an-hour journeyman plumber. Every single day, projects across the country grind to a halt because of a measly $5 part. When that happens, a contractor has two choices: stop working or pay an integral member of their team to sit in 90 minutes of traffic to visit a hardware store. That's not simply a supply run. It's a timeline and bottom line's worst nightmare. We are the solution. We're an on-call trade-focused delivery service that brings the hardware stores to a job site. We specialize in serving small to medium-scale contractor companies, the backbone of our infrastructure, who can't afford the overhead of a 10-man corporate logistics team. We deliver that single item, that specialized tool, or that forgotten material that turns a hot plate of food into a microwave disaster. The math is simple. Why pay a technician $90 in labor plus fuels and vehicle wear and tear for an errand when you can pay an apprentice a quarter of that and stay on site? We turn a 2-hour delay into a 30-minute minor inconvenience by keeping skilled laborers on the tools and off of the road. We aren't just delivering parts, we're delivering billable hours. While the delivery giants like Curry focus on large-scale enterprises' supply chains, Apprentice is built for the American dreamer, the local contractor. Founded for contractors by contractors, we understand the urgency of a job site. We know well the stress that occurs in the gap between the last mile, where efficiency and, most importantly, profits go to die. We believe a contractor's time should be spent building and maintaining our communities, not standing in a checkout line. We are Apprentice, supporting our community one delivery at a time.
Nice.
I'm going to let you start this thing off, Kevin.
I'm going to go last. All the stuff that I could have possibly said to all these students. I'm going to be kind of quiet today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's me.
Good job on the pitch. I like the beginning about the most expensive kind of driver, which is true. If you've got an electrician or a plumber or, kind of a master mechanic of something or another driving, like that's
and the lifted trucks get like 6 miles to the gallon for clarification. It's $5
So
a gallon.
currently on job sites, if I can ask a question. Currently on job sites, typically, what's the lowest level of pay grade, or what's the lowest level that's currently there? Are you proposing a lower level than that, or what's the current state of the market for this sort of thing?
That's like the company name is Apprentice. So normally on like a larger scale, like for plumbers and like advanced trades like that, where they have like specialized teams of people who do different tasks, it's the apprentice who goes because they're the least paid person. But still, even an apprentice, especially a skilled apprentice, and if you're on a 3-man team, that apprentice is not going to not be able to do anything. It's not like a 40-person construction team where they're just starting to learn. They're getting anywhere from like $25 an hour billable that they have to bill for to anywhere to like 30 to 40, depending on the trade and stuff like that.
Got it.
Especially now when trades are on the rise. So the pricing for.
So you've modeled out what the cost basis would be for having somebody like this on staff full-time, or is this a part-time kind of on-call sort of a service?
Yeah, it's an on-call service. So we're not adding them to the team. We're not adding them to their billing. We're not adding them into any of that. It's a separate entity, like a subcontractor that they call in. So you pay, I'm kind of testing some different ideas, but you kind of pay like a monthly rate to have them on call, and then it's on-call delivery and you're paying per delivery. And then obviously we upcharge on items and stuff like that.
All right. And what's the rate you will collect? I mean, are you taking a percentage of whatever you're billing?
Yeah. So it's broken down into a couple of things. So right now the concept is to get into the market with a call service. So instead of doing like an app like Instacart and stuff like that and having to build an app and then trying to teach a contractor how to use an app and stuff like that, it's an on-call. We call in and we did the margins for the last project we did, and you end up we're profitable in like 2 months based off of low end delivery fees and stuff like that. And then the intention is to obviously, once we get our customer group, to advance to an app. And like Instacart, they charge like $5 delivery, but that's like 4% of their profits. Their profits come from product placement, from when you search for an item, Milwaukee and stuff like all that stuff. So that's the intention. But we're the actual delivery is profitable as well.
Okay. And finally, I guess, in terms of wrapping my head around this, the idea of having some kind of an app that can match the opportunities with the how do you do that? You got a roster of people that are going to be available at that moment, or how do you do that?
Yeah. So the way we built it out for like specifically the last project was it's a 3-van team, 30-mile radius each team. So that means that max with everything, you're looking at maybe an hour per delivery, and having them in locations close to like Home Depots and stuff like that. And then working with mom and pop shops who aren't getting as much foot traffic, we can obviously do retainers for them as well. And, but with just the 3-man team, so like the way we set it up was Miami, 30 miles, and then Hollywood, Fort Lauderdale area, 30 miles, and then Boca Raton, 30 miles.
Okay.
Are they getting a check? Are we writing a check for this? He needs $10,000 to get off the ground. I'm just making this up, of course. Do you write that check?
Pretty close. It was 14.
Mm-hmm.
It's close.
Okay.
Well, I'll go next.
I'll take any negativity.
I'm just going to go over the business and the pitch. The business I'm okay with. The pitch I was not okay with, because the pitch, he had to ask you a lot of questions to figure out what the business was. So I think sometimes we got to keep it to basics. Like, what is it? Is it a website? Is it a platform? Is it a mobile app? And he had to ask you those questions to figure out what the actual business structure was.
Yeah, I think I was talking super fast because in my pitch I did mention on-call delivery service. Yeah, I just was talking super fast.
And we're all guilty of it. You're live on a show. You did great. You're the first one to come up here, and it's hard. Your heart starts racing, and you're looking down at the phone. You're reading quickly.
This guy's been on the show every single week.
Yeah, that's true.
He knows what he's doing. It's justice.
But the bottom line is when you're pitched, like, just put yourself in our shoes. We don't know what it is. We don't know it's a website. We don't know if it's a mobile app, and we have to kind of really easily figure out what you mean by every territory has 3 people. So I always tell everyone, like, try to keep it as simplified as possible, that a 5th grader could understand it. Right. So I think in general, the pitch needs a little bit of love to it, but the business concept absolutely makes sense. I am part of a networking group, and they are so old school. They do not use technology, so building a mobile app will not work with this group.
That's what Kevin.
Giving them an iPad will not work. But if you give them if you say, here's a phone number to call when there's a problem, they're old school. They will call that. And if you could save them money and be like, okay, that person, I'll have to send a guy on my job, they're paying workers' comp, they're paying all the benefits. So even though someone might only be paying someone $20 an hour, it adds up to a lot more, of course. So I think the concept makes sense. Start in one area. No need to go far, and just get the one. You don't have to go far. You can just say, I'm going to start in Boca Raton. Look at all the construction going on here, and stick to the Home Depot. And of course, I think there's going to be logistic issues, because someone needs a part. What type of part? You go down Home Depot aisles, there's a million different parts, and one screw is the wrong size, you're back to Home Depot, where that's going to be hard because the person is going there because they know the part. Of course.
So that's kind of what we're trying to prevent is like, I mean, I'm guilty of it. My father's been in business for 35 years, and we're guilty of going to Home Depot and we buy a piece of PVC for some sort of, plant piping or something like that. And then it's the wrong size and we got to go back.
Yep.
So that kind of like that issue in itself is kind of the whole business basis.
And I would say, just keep this a lot simple. You don't need a check from him or me, right? Or donation from Kevin. You just need to get one construction company to believe in you and literally say, could I do this? I'm going to do it myself. And just like start texting me, emailing me. Every time you need a problem, call me. Do it for free. Don't even charge. And be like, okay, I'm going to do the first 10 deliveries on me. Because no one wants to hire you. You don't know what you're doing yet. And a different concept, when people hear change, they don't do it. But when you hear free, they jump in and they do it. You get 10 under your belt. And then all of a sudden, you've proven the market that they want you. That, okay, now I have to start charging you. I'm spending my gas. I'm spending my time. And in 2 seconds, you have a customer.
Yeah.
Right? Because now they're like, oh, this is amazing. It's like the first time I ordered Amazon.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, my God, this actually, like,
it's great.
It's
fantastic.
I'm no longer going to Walmart. I'm no longer going to Target.
Way to go, Justice. I'm going to jump in and help on the admin of this mini pitch-a-thon. Great work.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you for your time, guys.
Next
Appreciate
one. Come on up.
Yeah, we're going to get through about 3 of these at this pace. So we're looking for like high-level comments.
Gotta have a mute button for me.
Instant feedback, kind of immediate
I
thoughts.
drank a coffee before this, Kevin.
All right.
Hi,
Mia?
guys. Yes, my name is Mia, and on behalf of our team, I'm presenting Los Beos, an emerging brand redefining fashion, art, and wellness through intentional living. So, Los Beos is a fashion, art, and wellness brand currently aiming to aid style-conscious, budget-aware, college-aged women who want to express individuality without relying on fast fashion to help elevate their lifestyle through curated thrifted fashion, one-of-a-kind pieces that I remake and sew, and original art that we paint through an immersive online platform and pop-up experiences like thrift markets or college fairs or the Delray Ave markets on Saturdays. Today's fashion culture, especially in our generation, is rooted in reviving and reimagining the past. Past eras and timeless styles are being brought back, but through modern intention. Los Beos curates those pieces, making wearable art accessible to those who value unique aesthetics, but may not have the time or resources to find or make them themselves. What separates Los Beos from traditional retail is that it's not just a business, but a growing active community. This generation is increasingly drawn to wellness and intentional living and aesthetic self-expression. So through Los Beos, we bring fashion, art, and lifestyle events so that they can have one in the same world. We encourage individuals to wear what's rare and live in light, creating both outward expression and inward connection. Los Beos solves the disconnect between individuality, accessibility, and lifestyle by bringing rare, expressive fashion to budget-aware, time-constrained women through affordable collections that we drop through our domain and through our events. We unify aesthetic and wellness into one intentional experience, allowing aesthetic-driven women to embody both outward style and inward elevation without the overwhelm of searching for it in 2 separate places, allowing our brand to truly embody the essence of mind, body, spirit elevation. Los Beos in Spanish means the beautiful ones, but in our business, we aim to bring an outward expression of beauty, but also an inward connection with themselves so that it truly ties together of all the intentional things that we aim to do by building a ecosystem and growing it into the business we hope to create.
Yeah, and the unique thing about this one is it's operational and in business. You've generated some sales and some revenue throughout this semester.
Yes. Through the platform and through markets, we've created loyal customers, created relationships, and had repeat customers. And we continue to have unique drops where different collections tell a different story and have different types of pieces going to different types of people in their current style.
Lon, what do you think?
I'm first of all, I like the concept a lot. I like the idea. You had a phrase, and it came and went, but the phrase "wear what's rare."
Wear what's
Love
rare.
That. Love that.
That's like the slogan.
Yeah. So look, I think the idea of bringing fashion from the past forward and curating that is great. I think the idea, though, of what your brand actually is needs to be a little bit more crisp.
Yeah.
For example, are you a marketplace or are you an aspirational brand? Are you a direct-to-consumer brand? A little bit more identity around that and sharpening of that focus would help. I think thinking beyond that to where this goes, you will always have a challenge in bringing supply and demand together. The whole idea behind a business like yours is going to be to create a real lack of impediment to making that happen. Sort of grease the skids to bringing buyers and sellers together. And so the more you can bring sharpness around that will eliminate those impediments.
Right. Some more conciseness. Yeah.
I'll keep mine simple. What Kevin mentioned at the end was one of the strongest things. Add that to your beginning of your pitch, saying that you're in business,
Right.
you're creating revenue, you're profitable, because that's what investors like himself will perk up when they're like, okay, this is an idea. Like it's working right now. He's going to lean in more. But if we don't know you're really in business, we think it's just a pitch deck and an idea that you just wrote one day through ChatGPT and has a bunch of good buzzwords. But then, okay, she's not really going to execute it. But when he hears that you've executed this idea, he's going to perk in and ask you more questions. So definitely lean in on your pitches with it's working.
Yeah, it is working.
Cool.
All right. Great job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good job. Good job.
All right.
All right. Hello, my name is Jake Cuba. My company and my team and I developed a product called SlickView. Every serious angler knows the frustration. You're out on the water, the sun's glaring, salt spray's hitting your face, and suddenly your glasses are covered in water spots, oil, and haze. At the worst possible moment, your vision is not clear. Not only is this annoying, it can actually impact performance and safety. There really hasn't been a simple, effective way specifically designed for this environment until now. That's where SlickView comes in. SlickView is a ceramic coating specifically designed for sunglasses, built for harsh saltwater conditions. With just a quick application, it creates an invisible protective layer that repels oil, water, and debris. This means clearer vision, less cleaning, and longer lasting lenses. Our product is compact, easy to use, and perfect to stow away in a tackle bag or a compartment in a boat. At a price point of just $19.99, it's an affordable upgrade that makes a noticeable difference every time you're on the water. The saltwater fishing market is full of anglers who invest heavily in their gear, especially high-quality sunglasses. SlickView fits naturally into that ecosystem at a low-cost, high-value add-on. Because our only ongoing cost is restocking inventory, the business scales directly with demand, keeping operations lean and efficient. SlickView isn't just a product. It's a simple solution to a problem that every angler experiences. Clear vision, better performance, and longer-lasting gear. That's SlickView.
Great. Do you have something? Is this something you can hold in your hand? Do you have one?
Yeah, we do.
Let me see it.
And is this in the market right now? Are you actually selling?
Not yet. This is from a white label ceramic company.
Yeah.
Okay. To rebrand but it's something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
And you only need a drop or two for your glasses.
And you said $19.95?
$19.99. Yeah.
$19.99. And what kind of gross margin are you getting on that?
That's going to be, it's about $9 to make between the packaging, the microfiber, and the branding on the bottle.
Yeah. Does anybody exist in that world yet?
Not in ceramics.
Okay.
You have your typical glasses, your cleaners and stuff, your sprays. You wipe it off. This is ceramic. It's more protectant against UV and against scratches. So it's really different than anything that's in the market.
How long does it last once it's applied?
2 or 3 months depending on use.
Okay.
So you want to re-up a few times a year.
Yep.
You obviously have plenty in that bottle. That's a 10 milliliter bottle. We were gonna plan on doing a 3 milliliter bottle. It's pretty small, but you don't really need that much.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't think you'd want to sell that much, right? Another thing that I just thought of is kind of thinking about the business model. Like, sure, you could sell that much. You could do it at $50, but to convert the customer the first time, that's going to be hard if it costs a lot. Not to mention, you got to think about the longer term vision of the company. If I only need a couple drops of that, if you did sell that size, I would need another one for years.
Right.
And I'm not going to remember the company, the website. So in addition to making it small, it's funny, we had a company that makes these on the podcast last year. You could even think about selling a pack of pre-moistened wipes.
That's what I was thinking.
So you hit them with a 5-pack, which is very little amount of the liquid. So you've almost eliminated that cost. And then they tear it off. They use them. They lose their sunglasses. They need to use another one. Next thing you know, they've used all 5. They've got to get a new one.
And those wipes have distribution.
I was going to say that then you get massive retail distribution. Wouldn't be hard at all, actually, for something small. And, particularly in coastal communities around here. The fishing community, you're probably intimately familiar with it a lot more than I am. That's a group that is very loyal to their brands and will be very loyal to wherever they can get access to this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I like it. It's simple. We don't have to spend too much time on it.
Yeah.
If it works, it's a problem,
great.
solution.
Yeah.
Done with it. Pretty easy. Jason, any final note?
Excellent pitch. Very clear. We all understood the product. You talked about how much it costs, how people are going to buy it. So just overall, excellent pitch.
Should have pulled this out first.
Yes. Here you go.
Thank you, guys.
Okay. Next up.
All right.
Hi there, I'm Anthony. I'm working with Sam, Jimmy, and Trey, and we run Frontline Digital. We help local businesses build a high-converting online presence in just 5 days. Most small businesses either don't have a website or are stuck paying agencies thousands of dollars and waiting weeks. We flip that model. We use AI-powered tools to create fully customized website mockup within 24 hours, so business owners can actually see the value before they commit. Once they're in, we launch their site, connect their domain, and automate things like bookings, missed call text backs, and follow-ups, all for just $250 up front and a simple monthly retainer. On top of that, we're expanding into social media management to help businesses grow their audience and generate even more revenue, creating another strong profit stream for both us and our clients. It's fast, scalable, and built to help local business grow without the usual friction.
Simple, straightforward, great pitch. Love it. A service-oriented model, but with a recurring revenue on the back end. Where's Sam today? Is he hiding back there? I figured he'd be the one pitching this, but nice job.
Thanks.
Yeah. The only question that I'd have is how long before AI tools are so easy and so powerful that some small business guy just skips you.
I feel like people are lazy in that aspect.
No, you got that right.
And I think
it's taken big media companies 30 years to figure out how to be digital media companies.
They're also timid, right? Sometimes they just want someone to tell them that, this is right. I have website security on the back end, which you don't know anything about, which really just means a third-party API you plug in, which is nothing to it. But they don't know that.
Yeah.
And I think you'll be able to run that out for a while.
Absolutely. I also think that once we have results, and we do our cold calls, walk into companies and show them the results from other companies and how much we boosted their profits, we'd be able to get sales easily. $250 a month is not that deep.
I mean, if
it'd
you
be like
can
$250
show
startup
ROI
for the
data,
company. And then we're going to add on more things like building them an Instagram, like TikTok profile, and really help businesses grow. And once people see the revenue that other businesses have, they're going to be like, oh, sign me up. $250 is not that much for a business.
No, it's cheap.
Excellent pitch, but it is a very saturated market. I have a mobile app. I have another financial service brand. I get hounded all the time. So the only thing you're going to run into is acquisition costs is very high because you'll have sales reps calling to get in touch with business owners like me, and we just don't answer the phone. We say next. Everyone pitches us a story of success on social media. Everyone pitches us a better website, a better converting one that will get more traction. So I will say whatever you do design, because the AI is there and you guys are really brilliant how you're going to build it, I know that, and do it quick, is just have one extra item that makes me want to take a meeting and differentiate you from all the other businesses out there that are doing digital marketing.
I think for our startup, we were talking about giving them 1 month free.
Okay,
For
but
the-
I
like, build a
I mean
website.
it
And
even
then
further, like
we're-
something within your product line. Not so much money. I hear that all the time. I get 20 messages a week about, because LinkedIn has just opened up the world to AI, and everybody messages every CEO and founder because they want to add on marketing services. And understand that I get a lot from India and Pakistan specifically, because you can't shut that off on your LinkedIn profile, and same with Instagram. So I'm just telling you, from a business owner's perspective, what I personally see, I get hounded, and there needs to be a differentiator in your product lineup to be like, okay, that's actually something that solves some of my pain points in my business, not just cheaper and quicker. That's all I'm just saying, because it's
So
just saturated
one
world
of the
already.
things I think you maybe said in your pitch, are you guys targeting people that don't currently have a website?
We're targeting people that have no website at all or not a good website.
I like that strategy, especially the no
Mhm.
website at all, because I still
Okay.
see it and it kind of blows my mind. Every
Yes.
once in a while, you'd be searching for like a restaurant or something,
You
and
can't
like
see anything.
you find it. Well, usually they'll have something, right?
Yeah.
Like you click it.
The
and it
sushi spots never have good
It
websites.
takes you to a Facebook page that hasn't been updated in forever, and
Since
you're like,
2001.
and then
Right.
I can't see it because I don't even have Facebook or any of them. So like,
Sure.
you can find those and say like, look, this is cheap. I'll make you a website. It won't be terrible. So I like that approach.
And then
I know, Jason, you're absolutely right, but it might,
Yeah.
People that don't have websites might not understand how cheap it could really be
Oh,
to
of
at
course.
least upgrade and get in the game.
Yeah,
So
I think
when
once
I'm
we-
searching on my phone, I can see a menu. Like, let's go. Come on.
I think once we target businesses like that, for example, like the sushi restaurant with no website, we can build them a website, and then on top of that, build them a social media profile.
Once
So,
you're in, then
yeah.
you're
Yeah.
past that kind of
That's what I'm saying.
door
But to get in
blockage.
is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome. Great
Nice
job.
job.
Hi, my name's Megan. Me and my partner, we created Ripple. So imagine you're sitting out past the break. The sets are slow, the water is quiet. You have about 5 minutes of dead air before the next wave hits. You have the perfect soundtrack for this session in your head, but your phone is in the car and your waterproof headphones just got ripped out by a duck dive. So that's why we created Ripple. It's the first of its kind. It's a bone conducting speaker with a waterproof mounting system for paddleboarding, surfing, kayaking, all water sports basically, and even coolers. We use bone conduction technology, so basically it turns your whole surface or board into almost like a guitar, amplifying the sound throughout the surface. And we engineered it to be able to survive the ocean and create no drag or anything messing with your board or feeling of the surface.
All right.
All
So I know Lon lives right by the water. How many sessions of surfing are you typically getting in a given week, Lon?
It's a very low number. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
A very, very low number. Yeah, that's a tough market. I'm just curious. Are these actually are these applied to the ears? Are they applied to?
No, it's a speaker, so it gets mounted to your board.
Oh, I
wherever-
see. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So they have a real formal, fantastic pitch. They were a finalist and recognized as an innovator in our business pitch competition. This one's much more suitable for a visual. So they
Okay.
have a board with a speaker on it. They made this, and
Okay.
it works.
Okay.
It plays music, and it's waterproof, and it sticks right on top of the board.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. And it doesn't just play. It doesn't just transmit the sound. It actually you're feeding it something. How is that done? Is that
So-
by Bluetooth or?
Yeah, we use like integrated storage, so it has an SD card where you can upload the songs. It
Oh, I
does
see.
also use Bluetooth, but for the water, you have
Yeah.
to use integrated storage because as soon as you hit the water, it cuts out that Bluetooth signal. But yeah, it's super easy to upload it, and we sell it with the SD card and everything
Got
as well.
Got it. Okay. And what's the price point of it?
Right now, we haven't like fully released it to the market yet because we are planning on doing it on Kickstarter. But we're gonna be putting it on Kickstarter for about $59.99.
Wow.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Makes sense. There's a need. There's a problem
Yeah,
out there.
no,
People love music. I'm like
Everybody
that.
likes to have their tunes.
Exactly.
I mean, they do.
Of course. I mean, I've been out on the water. I used to sail a lot, and the problem with everything is like everything on boats, things get thrown off, especially small little dinghies. But I understand the concept completely. You're out there for hours, and everyone loves music. And if that's a problem, you have a solution, then it will work. As simple as that.
This is one of those I was so surprised that somebody, some
Hasn't
other
done it.
company, some other thing, when it explained to me, like, no, there's no good way to listen while you're surfing or paddleboarding. Like, there are these options that fall off your board and then sink in the ocean. Your speaker's gone. There's these other things.
Yeah,
Like, they're
people
just, I was surprised.
jerry
'cause
rig it, they call
Yeah.
it.
I'm
right?
sure people will want it. So I'm
Yep.
all in on this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kevin's
Thank you.
taking surfing lessons as well.
If the price point's good and you
Yeah.
can keep manufacturing costs acceptable.
Yeah, our gross margin is about like 70% right now. We're
Wow.
actually working on getting the price down. We've been talking with like a lot of suppliers through like platforms like Alibaba and stuff like that for trying to get things cheaper, just getting in communication and trying to find a good supplier, because our cost to make it right now is about $18, but we're working on getting it down to like $15.
Interesting.
Great job.
Good
Yeah.
job.
Thank you.
I like it.
Okay, next up.
Wow, the hits just keep on coming.
We've all been there, staring at a shelf full of bulky board games, taking forever to choose one, all while knowing we spend way too much on them. Fuse Gamebox is the ultimate all-in-one entertainment solution designed specifically for young adults. We've condensed 6 distinct gaming experiences into a single sleek box that saves you money, cuts through decision fatigue, and fits perfectly on a small apartment bookshelf. Instead of spending $200 on 6 different games that collect dust, you get a curated variety of party, strategy, and social games in one portable package. We're making game night affordable and clutter-free so you can spend less time picking a game and more time playing it. Igniting the Fuse takes the experience to another level with an optional drinking element. Sorry, I'm sick. Designed to match the energy of the night. Fuse incorporates drink-based prompts seamlessly into select games, turning simple rounds into high-energy, laugh-out-loud moments. Whether it's taking a sip after losing a challenge or being assigned to do a drinking cartwheel, the drinking feature adds spontaneity without taking over the game itself. It's completely flexible. Play with it, modify it, or skip it. But it makes Fuse perfect for both casual hangouts and more lively game nights. Are you ready to fuse your game night into one?
All right. Nice job. Nice
Great
job.
concept.
I'm interested to hear what Lon says on this one too, because I happen to know Lon hosts a weekly game night with all his buddies. They have whiskey, they have cigars. I've been trying to get invited for months. So, Lon, what do you think about this one?
I instantly go to all the business deals you got to do to get your games, and I know from many years in the entertainment and media business that can be a challenge sometimes. And so you're either going to have to knock off the games that you want. Have you identified the games you want and figured out?
So like Truth or Dare,
Okay.
like Song Association, kind of things like that. Like those things.
All right. Okay. I think the other thing, I'll tell you what I really like. I really like the idea that you're in some ways sort of saying, let's make it easy for people to do things other than jumping on a video game.
Right.
And I think, and by the way, incorporating drinking is actually not a bad thing, because it does give people a reason to do something else other than just get drunk.
Right.
and so I think I have this kind of emotional appeal. It's emotionally appealing to me, the concept that you're doing here. I think the devil's going to be in the details on how you can pull this together and put it into a package that are going to be accessible to people, or at least have people be able to easily consume it. I like the idea that it's going to be fit on a small shelf and all of that. Form factor is going to be important for all this. I think the real key is going to be how these games manifest themselves within your package.
Right. We have a manufacturer for the cards, and we've found a manufacturer for the box. It's just the labor in actually putting them together would probably be ours, and that would be kind of the hang up there.
Yeah. Okay.
I think keep it simple with a one-on-one product. Don't overthink it. Get something that works, and you can throw up on a website. We can hire those guys in the back for a very inexpensive website. Get your social media going and start working with some creators. You have so many, students at FAU that will do it for free. They have 5,000, 10,000 followers on Instagram as an example, or TikTok, and just run with it, right? It is so hard to get, in stores and Amazon, but you have a direct to consumer product and your fan base is right here at Florida Atlantic University already. And I went to University of Delaware and we love drinking games, right? It's such a good niche. So instead of going after everyone, like I have young children, we play Uno at the dinner table all the time. We go into restaurants, we have this new game. We're always playing games. So in the world that you're speaking about, when it comes to drinking games, like people love drinking games. So there definitely is a market for it. And it's just really a big marketing play, because if you get other people like somebody who people follow in this room playing with it, then all of a sudden like, oh, you got to buy that one. Then it goes to Penn State. Then it goes to University of Maryland. And it just kind of goes around campuses because it's like $20-$30. And I was like, oh, you got to have that one. There's 6 awesome games in it. And there's 2 of the 6 that they play all the time. And people are laughing and just sharing the story about that. So you don't need a lot of distribution and marketing for this. It's just like, go with it, just execute and build it and then fix it on the 2.0 version, the 3.0 version. But I think the reason why most people fail in business is they try to figure everything out on their first part of their journey and just try to hit a base hit for now. Just try to get it out there to the market and see what your customers, which is everyone in this audience, say, and literally go to them like, do you mind buying one of mine? Just do word of mouth. Just go up to everyone, have a booth. I have 2 interns working with me with my brand Owl. They literally just go out and put a booth out there. It's free. And they just talk to people all day long about Owl. And it works. They get people to download it. And that's really all you have to do is word of mouth and put a booth out. And you're all set.
Sell the games. Got it. He's got a long way of saying that, doesn't he?
Thank you.
We're gonna be here another 2 hours with me judging, Kevin.
Yeah. Yeah, the goal is to sell the product.
Yeah,
I like that. We got a couple more. Let's run through them.
All right. So I'm Tyler. Our group is working on a company called Meal Mode. So college students are stuck with 2 options: overpriced dining halls or unhealthy fast food. And most don't have the time, money, or knowledge to cook real meals in a dorm. Meal Mode is a website that gives college students quick, affordable, dorm-friendly recipes designed specifically for microwaves and air fryers. Instead of generic recipes, we provide step-by-step instructions, exact ingredient lists, and budget-conscious meal plans, all tailored to what students actually have access to. What makes Meal Mode different is convenience. It's designed for dorm cooking, late-night schedules, tight budgets, and busy routines. Plus, with low-cost, student-friendly subscriptions, it's accessible without adding another financial burden. Our premium feature allows customers to generate grocery lists, plan their week of eating, and know exactly what they have on hand. Meal Mode helps students save money, eat better, and spend less time stressing over food because college is hard enough without wondering what's for dinner.
All right, straightforward pitch.
Yep. All right.
I'll let you do the honors, Lon.
First question is, what equipment is involved? Are you supplying the air fryer and microwave too, or are you assuming that everybody has those?
So our whole model, it's just a website. So it's just providing all of the recipes,
the
ingredients.
So you're not shipping people meals?
No.
Okay, got it.
So it's solely just for the recipes.
Sorry, I missed that.
Oh, I gotcha.
I guess the idea then is this going to live as an app? Is it going to live as a website?
Right now it's a website. Ideally, it would like to be an app at some point. But right now it's just as a website.
Okay. And how big is the inventory you've got developed right now?
We have the full website complete.
Yeah.
It does.
How many meals?
That I don't know. It's all AI powered, so it's it keeps growing.
Okay, interesting.
Jason, what do you got? Concise.
I think it's a hard sell because people have TikTok, they're watching videos with meals already, and you're how do you make money? I guess you didn't explain some of that aspect. Like charging a monthly subscription fee.
Yeah, so there is a free option that you can have like a limited amount of recipes or things that you can select from, and then the premium would be $5.99 a month. and that gives you access to full plans for the week. You can generate full grocery lists. It'll go in and give you price points for all of your groceries along with the actual recipes.
I just think it's hard. There's so many people that do this for free right now on TikTok, on Instagram, and you watch your favorite creators and they give you all the recipes. You throw in ChatGPT the recipes. So I just think it's a hard, saturated market, to be honest. It's very saturated. So you have to differentiate yourself somehow. That's my opinion. To be profitable over the long haul.
Absolutely.
Well, good pitch. Pitched well.
Thanks, Charles.
Pitch was great.
Yeah.
Okay, next up.
All right.
Are we done, Kevin?
We
Or
could
got
be.
more.
Wow. There's a couple
How many more
but
left?
Maybe they don't have a representative here today.
You're the professor. Who didn't go? Did you have to call on anyone? Or are they done?
Nah. We didn't do the there was another one that's a meal creation app. It is an app. It's operational. I don't think Jake's here. He had a conflict. And then the other one is this wild car cover. Kind of looks like a real big slinky that you can put on with one person.
I like that.
Yeah.
Just to play games with you. I would
I
would just go over and slinky your car, and man, you'd walk out with, "Where's my car?" And it's underneath something. Or as a prank.
I've had car covers a lot of times over the years, and I've never had any trouble putting it on by myself. So,
all right. Well, you heard it here first. Not a problem. All right. Well, then let's wrap up the show and be done with it. This is the last show of the semester. So stay tuned for news and updates. And in the fall this year, a brand new look to this studio. And it's going to be fantastic. And hopefully, no, definitely some new sponsors as well.
Yes, we're excited.
Thanks for joining us today. And Lon, if anybody's looking to get a hold of you, how can they reach out to you?
just LON@Otremba.com would be the easiest way.
Easy as that. All right. It's been a great season. We'll see you in the fall.
Nice work, class.
Take care, everybody.